I'm Ivy Larson with hotandhealthyliving.com. And I thought I'd try and kind of kill two birds with one stone today with my hot and healthy find, which is this sprouted whole grain pasta. I got an email from Sarah in Ohio, and she wanted to know what kind of pasta our family eats. So I'm going to talk with you about that in a bit. And then my good friend Emily Kresser said she thought that I should do some more really easy dinner recipes. So I'm going to show you a quick and easy dinner recipe using one of my favorite, well actually my absolute favorite brand of pasta. Now this is Food for Life, Ezekiel 4.9 sprouted whole grain pasta. And that's what makes it different, the fact that it's sprouted. Now you can buy this pasta at Whole Foods Market and natural food stores, and we live in South Florida, and I actually just bought this yesterday at Publix. So they're even starting to carry it in more mainstream supermarkets. What makes this pasta so unique is the fact that it's sprouted. To sprout the pasta, they start with whole grains and they germinate them in pure filtered water, and then that germination process activates enzymes, beneficial enzymes that cause sprouting. And the process of sprouting actually releases all the vital nutrients that are stored within the whole grain that would otherwise just be sitting there dormant. So you want to think of it like this: whole grains are great, whole grains are good for you, but sprouted whole grains are even better. So this is just a more nutritionally superior product than regular whole grain pasta. If you read the ingredients, you will see, let's turn it over. Where are the ingredients? Okay. Organic sprouted whole grain wheat, organic sprouted whole grain barley, organic sprouted whole grain millet, organic sprouted whole grain or whole lentils, organic sprouted whole soybeans, and organic sprouted whole grain spelt. So I also like the fact that this is not just wheat, because we kind of get too much wheat. Wheat is ubiquitous. Wheat is like everywhere in all the grain products. But this gives us a nice variety of additional grains, and then it also has some lentils and soybeans in there too. This is an amazingly rich source of fiber too. One serving has 7 grams of fiber, and I think like your average whole grain pasta or whole wheat pasta would only have about 4 grams of fiber. So this is just a great food. It tastes amazing, and I'm going to show you a really easy recipe that is for my friend Emily that only takes about 15 minutes start to finish. Okay, time to get started with the super simple recipe. Now we are going to, in a large pot, the same pot that we use to cook the pasta, we are going to put about 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. Make sure you use a really good quality. This I actually buy in bulk from Costco. It's Kirkland brand, but it's a really good Tuscan extra virgin olive oil that's super flavorful. Okay, so we're going to heat this extra virgin olive oil up, and I've already pre-cooked the pasta. And you want to make sure when you're cooking sprouted whole grain pasta that you don't overcook it, because this cooks in about half the time that your regular whole wheat or regular semolina pasta would cook. So you want to put the pasta in a large pot with salted water, and make sure you put a little bit of extra virgin olive oil in the water, and then you're going to cook it just for about 4 to 5 minutes so it's al dente. Then you drain it and you set it aside. Okay, then what we're going to do is I am big on garlic, so I'm actually using about 5 cloves of chopped garlic, and then I am using, this is actually shallots. It's about 3 large shallots, but if you can't find the shallots, you can also use red onions. But shallots have a little bit softer or more delicate flavor, so you might want to use those if you can find them. So we are going to kind of saute this up. You can add a little bit more extra virgin olive oil if it's not well coated, because you definitely don't want your garlic and shallots or onions to burn. We are going to season with salt as we go. Always good to layer your salt. Salt actually helps pull the water from the vegetables, and if you layer your salt, you actually end up not using quite as much. That's just a little trick. Just do make sure you use sea salt. Okay, so we are going to cook this up for just a bit, and now, after these are nice and soft, we are going to add our carrots and our chopped red bell pepper. Now I am using 3 carrots that I chopped really fine. It's very important when you're cooking that you try to get the vegetables all the same uniformity. I learned that from this chef that I used to date. But anyway, it is important that you keep them all uniform, and they'll cook better and they'll actually end up tasting better. Okay, same thing also, we are going to use red peppers, but I did 3 It's about 2 cups of red peppers. Okay, we're going to add that. And then we are going to saute this all up. You don't want to overcook it. You definitely do not want your vegetables to be like mushy, so kind of make sure you leave them a little bit on the firm side. Use a little more salt. Okay, now we are going to turn the heat off. I'm going to add my pasta, and I only cooked about half the box of pasta. So this serves, the pasta on the box said it serves 8, so this serves 4. Okay, so we're going to add all this right in there. And then we are going to season it with a smidgen more salt. Just a smidgen, because remember we're layering our salt. A little more salt. And just a drizzle of a bit more extra virgin olive oil. And then I am adding, you don't have to do this, but I always like to add beans any place I can add them. I am adding the white kidney beans. You could do cannellini beans, but I didn't have those, so I'm using these. Okay, so we're going to add that. And I rinsed and drained my beans. Never just use canned beans straight from the can because they're going to have that kind of tin can flavor. Always rinse and drain them. So I am adding this to the pot. And then I'm going to put just a little bit of fresh lemon juice, just a little, it's about a half a lemon. Make sure you don't get any seeds in there. And then I'm doing about a half a cup of parsley, putting that right in. This is going to make it nice and colorful. And here's a close-up shot. See how pretty with all the veggies and the nice pop of color? Okay, the pasta really is basically ready as is. I mean, you could totally eat it just like this. But I had to show you one just extra special trick and touch that I like to do. So I've put in about a cup of walnuts into my little mini Cuisinart. It's a Hamilton Beach Cuisinart. So I'm going to grind this up. It's kind of obnoxious sound. Okay, so I have made walnut crumbs. And I am going to put, not all, but I don't know, just a little bit. I save the others for adding to my salads and stuff. So save those. I use, I don't know, maybe a half a cup of the walnut crumbs. And then I just kind of toss this all in here. And I have a vegan, yummy, delicious meal. I'm actually eating this for lunch because it's Friday and date night. But if you have any questions, you can email me at ivy@hotandhealthyliving.com, and you can download the recipe at hotandhealthyliving.com.